Hello and welcome to Meaningful with Mihir. And topic for today's episode is social work. And we have with us, I hope, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Aadi Fernandes. Hello, Aadi.
Hello. And I hope, nahi, yeah, you are right. You are a really good friend of mine.
Okay. So, a small intro about Aadi. He's doing a lot of social work. He was a part of council of the social responsibility team in his college and has been active part of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and now currently also a volunteer as a circle lead of an organization called UNI. So Adi, I will start with what motivated you to do this work.
Okay. So I think the first thing that I did out of the list of the things that you have said was the social responsibility. So the moment I got to know about various councils in our college, the first thing that appealed to me was the social responsibility because I've always wanted to go ahead and help people. But the thing is, so far I had not got any kind of opportunity as such where I could go out of my way to help people. So the moment I got to know about the social responsibility team, I was like, okay, I think this is the time, this is the moment. So I just went ahead and I joined the council after 1 year of working with them as just a volunteer, as to just help around whatever they needed, whatever they wanted, and we used to just have fun and used to just work together. Then after that I got into the council, and that is where I realized the satisfaction and the fun that we can have while giving minimum amount of time. It's not like कि बहुत ज़्यादा time देना पड़ता है. It's just like you can go and do some work and that gives you immense satisfaction. And then after that वो build up हो जाता है उसके ऊपर, like quite literally, like अभी थोड़ा सा काम किया तो ऐसा इतना अच्छा लगता है ना कि चलो और थोड़ा करते हैं और थोड़ा करते हैं. And that is how I actually got motivated to start doing more and more social work. And ever since that day it has just been a it's a vicious cycle in a good way. कि like एक काम किया तो अभी और करने का मन कर रहा है मुझे, and it just goes on and on and on, and you just keep on enjoying that social work. And like what motivates me is a really difficult question because in every aspect of social work there is a different kind of calling. Like now you mentioned about UNI, so we primarily teach students, and just their smiles and their happiness after we teach them, that is what motivates me to go ahead and do better. Like there have been various times where I was so tired and I was like, it's difficult to do all of this, but then the moment I see their smiles, it's like all worth it. And just like that, everything you do in social work has some kind of proper and really, really good impact on somebody. And when you see that impact from your own eyes, that is when you realize ki, okay, this all of the efforts that I'm putting are absolutely worth it. So yeah, if you talk about motivation, it has a lot of words, but yes, primarily it would just be the impact that as an individual you can create by just giving some of your time out from the entire day. So yeah, that would be the impact that you talk about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying कि अगर हम लोग कुछ करेंगे और अगर सामने वाला अगर स्माइल भी कर रहा है तो like why not do that job?
Exactly, true, yeah. Very true.
So now you're a young guy and now you're studying also. So how did you manage studying and this social work? Like how the balancing is done by you?
Okay, yeah, that's an amazing question. So like I'm doing engineering and I'm in the final year right now. Okay. Like even before that, like when I was in third year, I was a part of all of the three things that you mentioned when I was in the third and the second year also. So sometimes it gets really, really stressful in the sense that, to balance the time that you have to give for each and every thing, plus the academics, plus I was part of several extracurricular activities. So, just to give that time was a little difficult. There have been phases where I've actually had, emotional breakdowns. I was like, this is getting a little too much for me. But then again, like surprisingly, the same thing, the first motivation that I spoke about, that was what really kept me going because I realized that, I am making an impact. I could actively see that even as an individual, as an organization, definitely, as when I'm talking about the entire team that worked, obviously it was not only me. We had a huge impact, but then there is a difference. Like you can also see your individual impact. ओके लाइक जब यूर डूइंग कभी जो सोशल वर्क ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हैं तो देखो बाकी लोग का तो डेफिनेटली दिखता ही है इम्पैक्ट व्हेन ऑल आर वर्किंग टुगेदर बट you can also see your own individual impact, and that is what kept me going, and that is what kept me motivated. So I used to have like dedicated as a time, okay, I need to spend at least this much time studying, I need to make sure ki I prioritize this over this. So I used to make a priority list, like मैं literally ऐसा बैठ के ऐसा priority list बनाता था हर दिन कि हाँ इसका इतना काम है, ये इतने टाइम के लिए करने का है, ये इतने टाइम के लिए करने का है. I used to make sure, but one point that I would like to state is that I made sure that studies, the academics was always first for me. Definitely, social work is something that I'm extremely passionate about, but I cannot let that get over my studies also, because at the end of the day, I need to make sure that I work on my academics too. So I made sure that academics was definitely the priority. Hamesha wo first priority rahe, but I used to divide my time in such a way that I used to get ample amount of time for each and everything. And even in social work, divide the time equally between the SOT Council, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and then this UNI. So, like I used to just sit and make timetable. At the end of the day, it's all about time management, how well you can manage the time that you have at that point of time, and what do you want to prioritize in your life. So it's all about that. So I used to spend a little less time on social media and all, but then at the end of the day, it was all worth it, because at the end of the day, that was the passion that I had. I wanted to do more social work, and I did it. It was difficult. It has been difficult. Even now, as a matter of fact, in the final year, it was a little difficult in the initial phases when my placements were on. But I pushed through. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make sure that I do this. And that passion and that zeal is what got me through the entire academics aspect of it. But yes, prioritizing was something that worked wonders for me. So
exactly. Yeah. Like अगर passion है, so like we can manage anything.
True. Yeah. बहुत सच बोल दिया.
Next question is like if anyone wants to start doing a social work, what he or she should keep her mindset.
So see, the thing is कि this is a really interesting question, because there are very different things. Like सब लोग के लिए बहुत अलग रहता है. See, मेरे लिए I genuinely wanted to start off with helping people only. Like that was the mindset that I went in with. ठीक है. But to be very honest, people have very various different mindsets when it comes to social work. Some people, I am telling you, out of personal experience, I have seen some people literally do social work only for their CV or their resume. And let me tell you an interesting thing. It's perfectly amazing even if you're going in for that. You know why? Because I have personally been acquainted with people who did social work only for their resume, but eventually fall in love with it. So it's like any kind of initial force that drives you doesn't matter, as long as you're dedicating the time that you were supposed to dedicate. So like imagine if somebody got like I'm just giving an example. There was nobody like that, but somebody got into the council who wanted only for the resume, but they worked extremely well. They went out of their way to do their work. So how does it matter? As long as they are getting the work done, as long as they have the drive within them, it really doesn't matter. The mindset, I wouldn't say there is any hard set mindset ऐसा कुछ जो होना चाहिए तेरे पास to start social work, because I personally feel any person can do social work with whatever they want in their mind. For some it could be personal growth. For some it could be something that they would like to do for others. For some it could be, like I mentioned, resume. But it could be any reason. But at the end of the day, if they are getting the work done, there's nothing more beautiful than that. And trust me, once whatever your mindset would be at the initial phases of it, once you get into the groove of doing social work, at the end of the day, you will also think everything in terms of the impact that you're creating, irrespective of how you start. So yeah, I feel it's a really beautiful thing that anybody can get into it with any mindset, but at the end of the day is going to fall in love with it. So yeah, there will be no hard set as a mindset that would be good for joining social work. It could be anything, as long as it drives you to do better.
Yeah, so, that like as long as you are doing the job properly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
yeah, that would quite literally be it.
Yeah. So my next question is like, as for running this kind of NGO or any kind of organization, money is the important part of it. So how money is generated for this NGO? Like, What is the basic?
Okay. Huh. In that terms, I would say that like usually for most of the NGOs, any kind of NGO, I would answer that in a very general way. It would usually be through fundraising campaigns that they conduct. So, like any kind of fundraising campaign where they raise funds for their cause by speaking a little more about what their cause is, exactly what they do, and how they create an impact, and showing people what kind of impact they create. That builds trust. तो उसके हिसाब से जब भी लोग देखते कि हाँ अब मैंने देखा इन लोग को, ये लोग पढ़ा रहे थे बच्चों का, तो मैंने देखा इन लोग को, ये लोग ये काम कर रहे थे, तो दे नो हाँ ये लोग काम तो डेफिनेटली करते हैं. सो just building that campaign and raising a fundraising campaign ki haan, for this cause we are raising funds, and then going ahead and planning the entire thing and making sure that fundraising campaign goes on seamlessly. So I would say a primary source of income for any NGO, according to like the best of my judgment, would be the fundraising campaigns itself. There would be definitely many other government schemes and all that would be there, but I really am not really sure about all of those. But yeah, definitely fundraising would be the way like I would see any NGO raising funds for their particular cause. So yeah, I would say that would be it.
Okay. So I just want to ask you, like, should everyone do some kind of social work in their life?
Wow, I like this question. So I would say that everybody should actually do some kind of social work in their life. Definitely it's something that is not enforced, something that they do on their own. But to be honest, the reason would not be what people would think the reason is. I wouldn't say do social work so that बाकी किसी को अच्छा फायदा हो, अच्छा हो या कुछ भी, even for you. Like it's just sometimes तुझे देखना पड़ता है कि what your calling is in life. Okay. And to be very honest, if I would have not done social work in the first place, मैं ये podcast पे नहीं होता था अभी. Like I wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have been doing a lot of things that I'm currently doing. My life totally changed when I started doing social work. And until and unless I did that, I did not know what kind of impact it's going to have on me. My personal growth, professional growth, everything has a huge impact because of the social work that I have been doing. Because it's not only about social work. There are so many other things that happen throughout the process. You learn so much. तो इतना ज़्यादा growth होता है ना तेरा. It's crazy. Like you can't even imagine how much growth you could get through this. So I feel not for the sake of doing better for somebody, but just for the sake of you to understand, what you like to do in life. And trust me, social work is one thing that most of the people would fall in love with the moment they do it. And also that, and also I think one other factor would be to see what life is like on the other side. So ठीक है, I would definitely say we all are very privileged in terms of everything. Okay, like ठीक है, not everybody is super duper privileged, but compared to what we can see on the outside, हम लोग काफी privileged है. I literally have a laptop right now. We can do this call. We have the internet connection. We have so many things. But just to see life कैसा है दूसरे side पे. How is it to not have those amenities? How is it to live life like that? Just to see that once in life. And then ठीक है, if you want to continue, if that you think is your calling, continue करो. If you don't, it's fine. But at least you get to see each and every aspect of life. And I feel that is a really important thing to, get to know, to learn. Ki, how is it like on the other side too? So it's just, like necessity nahi hai, but it could be something that would be, you'll get to learn something new. At least you'll get to learn something new. And I feel, yeah, if definitely not enforced, but I feel personally that everybody should do some kind of social work just to see how it's like and how life is like on the other side too.
Yeah, exactly. So as technology is increasing, has technology helped the working of the NGOs?
Oh yes, definitely. As a matter of fact, because of this pandemic, like I told you, like you and I basically like the flagship program of UNI is to teach students. Okay, so because of the pandemic, we would have had to stop the classes had we not had this kind of technology. So like I'm on video call with you right now, we have to conduct classes on Zoom itself or some kind of online platform. and like had these technologies not been there now, we would have missed out on many crucial lectures. We would have missed out on the entire year, like touchwood entire year. उससे ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है, कम भी हो सकता है. We never know. The thing is कि until as the situation got normalized, we got a vaccine and all, we wouldn't have been able to conduct any class. So uh, that would be only in terms of this. And in terms of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan also, like we are basically, the entire point of that is to inculcate technology into their lives. So, the entire program is based on that only. So I would say technology has drastically helped various organizations and all kind of social work and all social aspects. As a matter of fact, currently, if I would say in this scenario, it has helped all walks of life. It's not only social work or only, but everything. But yeah, technology has a major impact on the functioning of various NGOs and all at this point, especially at this point of time. Other than that, also I would say technology really helps in various different aspects. Like maybe just showing them some videos so that they can understand it better, or just using some kind of technological tool in order to make them understand or make them learn some concept better. So I would say yeah. So technology really helps in general for any kind of social work or any other social aspect, because like the world can be much more connected and it is be much more easier to just seamlessly conduct all of these things. Like imagine the world right now without any kind of technology like this. Can't imagine it anymore. So yeah, I would say technology plays a major part, especially in a situation like this, dire situation like this.
Yeah, in terms of like money wise also, like you can now donate to any kind of organization through online transfer and all stuff.
True.
Yeah, like
Fundraising campaigns would have been impossible without that.
yeah, and also I just want to say कि अभी like YouTube पे भी बहुत charity streams हो रहे हैं. Like many of the comedians and many people are doing the
Yeah.
streams. Like I hope you know Samay Raina. He also doing the
Yes.
also did many streams. Like so like I saw his interview. उसने बोला कि like see how technology is, like आप एक लैपटॉप पे बैठे हो, चेस खेल रहे हो, और आप एक साथ में आप एक गरीब का पेट भी भर रहे हो by doing nothing, exactly just opening the laptop and playing chess and streaming, nothing else.
True.
Like
True.
that's how and he has reached many, like 35 to 40 lakhs in, like he's now donated, he almost donates 2 lakhs per month charity. Like
Yeah, I've read about that.
technology has impact. Like I was like
Exactly.
ये भी मैंने सोचा नहीं, लाइक कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ लैपटॉप खोला है और हम लोग कुछ बात कर रहे हैं, फिर स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं, कुछ नहीं, एंड वी आर एक गरीब का पेट भर रहे हैं हम.
Exactly. True. That also is amazing. Like technology वैसे बहुत crazy है, and it really is helping causes like this.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would say.
Yeah. So my next, I think it's one of the important questions. Like, does participation of youth is important?
Oh, in social work. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I would say participation of youth is probably one of the most important things. Like to be very honest, the organization UNI is primarily driven by people of our age only, like around our age bracket only. So, like youth gets in that level of proactive behavior. Like, they're just like, let's get this work done. They understand technology. They understand all the, like, to be honest, at this age, like around the 20s, you 20s or, in your teenage, you understand everything very quickly. You are very proactive. You have much more free time compared to what somebody who would be in the higher age bracket would have. Definitely, like to 30s, mein 40s, mein kisi ko bhi dekhega, they'll have a lot more work to do in everything. Whereas, when you see any kind of college students, they are relatively, I'm not going to say free hai, hum log bilkul nahi, but relatively they can definitely take out more time compared to what a working professional would be able to. And I feel that is the most important driving factor. Like the youth population of India in general is like huge. So I would say that, youth is something, youth is the age, that is the age bracket where, you can go ahead go on the field and do work. Like you do not have any physical restrictions either. Like like ऐसा like older age में, I wouldn't say like like generalize कर रहा हूँ, just in general कि older age में ठीक है, you'll have joint pain, this that. So you want people to be as proactive as you would be under normal circumstances when you're in a teenage. So I would say youth participation gets in that energy and the zeal and that passion and that drive that you want any organization to have. Just that youth population, like they're ready to learn, they're ready to absorb everything like a sponge. And I feel that is the most important aspect, like being ready to learn, being ready to go out there and just put in all the energy. So the energy is that aspect that the youth brings in, and I feel that it's really important for them to participate actively in these kind of organizations and social work, because they are the ones who get in that life and the energy into anything. So yeah, I would say definitely youth comprises the most important part, use most important aspect of it, especially during the college life aspect. यूजुअली वहां पर ही लोग जो भी अपना लाइक सोशल वर्क टाइप्स करते हैं, वो लोग यूजुअली वही एज ब्रैकेट में करते हैं. एंड आई फील एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट्स रियली इम्पोर्टेंट टू गो आउट देयर एंड लाइक जस्ट कर लेते हैं यार, ऐसा एनर्जी रहता है बहुत ज्यादा. सो या आई वुड से
according to me, like for the participation of the youth, I think NGOs should approach towards the colleges so that they have a motivation to do that, and it is spread all over the youth. Like
yeah, that's true, that's definitely true. Like I would actually give again in terms of UNI, because I'm working with UNI. We do conduct college workshops where we tell them about what UNI is, and after that we like take the registration. Like COVID के वजह से नहीं हो पाया इस साल, but then usually we do go to colleges and do that. I'm pretty sure like many other NGOs also actively make sure कि like समझ अभी I am working at a XYZ NGO, ठीक है, and I am working in the NGO, but only I am there in the college who's working in the NGO. So word of mouth के through spread होता है कि हाँ he is working यहाँ पर, ये लोग ऐसा 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 कर रहे हैं. So definitely I would be able to generalize this statement for every kind of organization, that they do focus on the college bracket wala students only, but everybody has different means of doing that. Like depending on उन लोग को कितना लोग चाहिए. अभी डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में लाइक कितने लोग चाहिए वो भी अलग अलग रहता है ना, उन लोग का नीड्स एंड रिक्वायरमेंट्स. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट आई एम प्रीटी श्योर मोस्ट ऑफ द एनजीओज वुड हैव दैट ओनली कि आई वुड लाइक टू टारगेट कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज आई नो कि दे हैव द टाइम, they have the energy, and they have that zeal in them to work. So I would say definitely like colleges and any kind of mid-level organization would definitely be something that every NGO or any kind of organization like this would target.
yeah, exactly. So last but not the least, like anything you want to say to the viewers watching?
Oh, wow, that is a really broad thing, but yeah, definitely. First of all, I would like to like say that I really love the topic that you brought about, because I feel that this is one of a really really important topic, and especially at this point of time when we can see that what difference our privilege is making. Like, to be very honest, I don't need to go out of my house, like until unless obviously it's for groceries and all, but I'm not counting that because that really sounds really but yeah, to be very honest, that I don't need to go out of my house to get the education that I'm already getting. I don't need to do anything. I am privileged at this point of time. So I feel that social work is some topic that is really, really important at this point of time, because, now I can see how actively that gap is there between the, upper, like the societal norms के वजह से कितना ज़्यादा gap है वो privilege का. And, I really feel that, social work is something that can bridge that gap, that has been for years together, has been trying to bridge that gap and get all of us closer and closer. And I feel social work is that thing, that it's just that it's that energy within you. It's just that you want to go out there and make a difference. And I feel that if every person or every second person also has that feeling in their bones ki, कुछ तो जाके करते हैं यार, कुछ तो छोटा सा भी करेंगे पर कर लेंगे. Like I'll give the recent example of Baba Ka Dhaba. I think you must have definitely seen that. So just everybody going there and just giving a small amount, like just if you saw the smile on their faces, you saw how huge an impact it made on their life. So you know if everybody like that, not only for the sake of it going viral, but just for the sake of doing something, would just go out there and help even one person, the world would be such a better place for all of us to be in. And I feel that is what I personally am working towards. Definitely it is on a small scale. It is on the scale of just me and maybe the 5 or 10 people around me that I would like to impact. But that kind of satisfaction when you're talking about your work, and the next day somebody comes in and says, अच्छा तू ये कर रहा है, मेरे को काफी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा जो तू कर रहा है, मेरे को भी ज्वाइन करने का है. That satisfaction कि हाँ मैंने और एक जन को लिया इसमें, and they also want to create an impact, and I know that they'll be creating an impact. I think that is something that is so satisfactory. I cannot explain it. Like अलग level का satisfaction रहता है वो. And I really feel like if every one of us just goes ahead and does just a little, just gives some time, some money, like सब लोग का ऐसा like in general NGOs or किसी organization के बारे में ऐसा misconception रहता है कि you can only help through money. No, I don't help through money. I help through time. I just give some time of mine the entire week, in the month, in the day, and that is enough to create a huge impact. So there is no thing that take a monetary help करना है, time के साथ help करना है. सब organizations का different requirements रहता है. You should see where you're going to fit. But just that little efforts for somebody else is going to change your life forever. It has changed mine forever. Trust me. I'm not even exaggerating at this point of time. It has changed my life forever. It has drastically changed my life. And I would say, just go out there and make somebody smile. And trust me, there's nothing that is going to cross that feeling of happiness ever in your life. So yes, I would like to conclude it at that. Thank you so much for having me here. It was such an amazing time. It was really, really fun talking about all of this with you. Really, really loved it.
Yeah, it was really great. It was a great answer, and thank you so much for coming.
It was a pleasure, quite literally.
And I just want to say, as a friend, by the way, I hope we are friends.
Really, really good friends. Yeah.
As a friend, proud that you're doing this job, and कभी अगर रहेगा तो मुझे भी बुला दे, मैं भी आऊँगा तेरे साथ.
Sure. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. Easy. Definitely.
That's it from this episode. If you like this podcast, so please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much.